Good morning to one and all. Welcome to today's class. Yesterday we have finished till table number 1. So we have seen some organisms living under the ground, on the ground, in our water, some other places. In which column will you put a frog? So frog is an amphibian. It lives in water as well as on the land. We have seen that different organisms live in different places, but many of them live in the same place. So different organisms will live in the different places, and at the same time many animals will live in the same place. Like all the wild animals live in a forest. Living organisms has different needs. They are having their own want. They are having their own needs. Now house is a need for us. In the same way they are having different needs. They usually stay in the places where most of their needs are met. Where the organisms will live, wherever they met their need, they will stay there. That means wherever they get the food, wherever they get the shelter, that means that is a need for them. And wherever they get this need, they will stay there. That is, they get sufficient food, shelter and other conditions necessary for life. So whatever condition, the suitable condition wherever they get to live, in that place they will make a habitat. All organisms depend on their surroundings for their needs like food, water, air and shelter. So all organisms depend upon their surroundings. Why do they depend upon the surroundings? For their needs. What are their needs? Food, shelter, air, water. These are the needs. And wherever they get the needs in the surrounding, that surrounding they will make as a habitat. The surrounding which meets the needs of a particular organism in the best manner is the habitat for that organism. So the surrounding that gives them the proper food, water, shelter, and it's suitable for their the area or the surroundings that is suitable for their life to live is called as an habitat of that organism. For example, pond is a habitat of royalu, or the freshwater prawn. Prawn is called as royalu in Telugu. So for royalu, what is the habitat? Pond. Fish lives in pond, so it is a habitat for fish as well. Now royalu, the prawn will live in the water, in the pond, as well as fish lives in the pond. Now pond is a habitat for both fish and prawns. Can you say what is the habitat for crow? What is the habitat for crow? A crow makes its nest on a tree. Where does a crow live? It makes a nest on a tree. So tree is a habitat for the cow. So tree is a habitat for the crow. We often find some insects on the skin of buffalo. Did you observe the buffaloes anytime when you go to a village? You can see some small insects living on the buffalo's skin. Buffalo is having small hair. So in that hair, some organisms are living. So skin buffalo is a habitat for the small creatures, for the small insects. We often find some insects on the skin of buffalo. So buffalo skin is a habitat for that insect. So that particular insect always lives on the buffalo skin. It does not have any particular home or particular tree. So the buffalo skin is a habitat for that insect. With such a lot of different types of organisms, it is difficult to find areas with just one type of plant or animal. So lot of different types of organisms are living, and some are living on the plants, some are living on the animals, no, some are on the buffalo skin. So in this way they are having different needs. It is also difficult to study the needs of each organism separately. So we cannot study about the particular insect habitat separately. So usually we study them collectively according to the habitat. So according to the habitat, we will study about its different types of needs. Now let's see what are the different habitats around us. So in around us, where we are living, around us, what are the different habitats we are going to see now. We find animals living on trees. Yes, in our surroundings, where do we see animals? Some animals are living on the trees. Next, in our houses, and some animals in our houses. Which animal will live in our houses? Pet animals will live in our houses. And what are the animals that you are able to find on the trees? Like monkeys and birds. In different areas in the ponds. And in different areas in the ponds. And some animals we are able to see in the ponds. In a small pool of water after rains. If it rains, in small pools in front of your house, it may be small pool. So what can you see there? Some insects. As the area increases, the type and the number of organisms living there usually increases. So as the area increases, the number of types of organisms also increases. We can see different types of living organisms if the area increases. You would find more types of organisms living in your house than your hair. Yes, even you can see some organisms in your hair, but more than that you can see the different organisms living in your house, and more in the pond than your house. So in your hair can you find any 2-3 types of organisms, living creatures? No, only one. But whereas in the house we can see the cats, dogs, cockroaches, lizards. Now it is more than our hair. And if you go to a pond, you can see more than organisms in our house, from our house. These larger areas are suitable for supporting the life of more organisms. So as the area increases, you can find the different types of organisms. Now let us study some habitats more closely. Pond as a habitat. You can see in this picture. This picture is called as a pond as a habitat. So for different organisms, pond is a habitat. That means several types of organisms are able to find proper conditions to live, to survive in the pond. So we can say pond is a habitat for all types of different types of organisms. There are several organisms in a pond. To study them more closely, we need to see different regions in the pond where communities of some organisms are present. Which animals and plants do you think would live on the surface of the pond? So before going into the matter, you have to observe the pond as a habitat picture. Here you can see this is called as the bottom of the pond, and here this is called as the pond margin, and this is called as mid water, and this is above the surface, and this is the surface. This edge is the surface and this is the above the surface. So which animals and plants do you think would live on the surface of the pond? And which animals and plants do you think would live in the mid water? So all types of organisms we are able to see, but all are not living in the same place in the pond. They are living in different region. Which animals and plants do you think would live in the pond margins? Which animals and plants do you think would live at the bottom of the pond? Okay. Now in the pond we can find the different organisms living in different regions. So in different regions we are able to find the different organisms. This is due to some conditions like availability of different amounts of food, air, water, etc. This is the surface of the pond. This is the surface. Can you see all organisms on the surface itself? No. Here the mid region. Some in the mid region. And this is the margin, pond margin. And near the tree is called as a above the surface. And this bottom is called as bottom of the pond. Now, can you see all organisms that are present in the pond on the surface itself? No. Why? Because some organisms may get enough light on the surface and some organisms may get enough light in the mid region. So according to the availability, food, water, air, according to the availability, the organisms will choose the place to live in the surface or in the mid region or in the bottom. We find organisms like dragonfly, mayfly and kingfisher living above the surface. On the surface you can see the dragonfly, housefly and kingfisher, that is hovering above the pond and then resting over a bamboo pole or stick jutting out the surface of the pond. They get food from the surface of the pond. Afterwards they'll go and they'll stand on a stick, bamboo pole. So according to the availability, the housefly, kingfisher, dragonfly are living on the surface itself. They are not going deep into the pond. Organisms like snail, drilling beetle and pond skater live on the surface, and these organisms also live on the surface. The larvae of mayfly and dragonfly also live on the surface of the pond. So all these dragonfly, mayfly, kingfisher, drilling beetle, snail will live on the surface of the pond. The first answer for this question. Already they have asked the question of which animals and plants do you like surface of the pond, and this is the answer. Next, plants like pistia float on the surface completely, while those like the lotus have roots going deep under. So pistia plants will float on the water and lotus roots will be deep into the water. On the surface, organisms are easily eaten up by others because there is a little protection for them. So if it is on the surface, other birds will soon catch the organism and run away. So that means less protection is here. Is it not? They cannot hide it fastly. If they are on the surface, they are having less protection. However, there is plenty of food and air. This is why fish usually come to surface to feed. But at the same time, they are having less protection. But at the same time, they are having the proper food, air and sunlight. That's why fish will come for 2 seconds and it will go inside. Great water boatman, leech and mosquito larvae are found in the midwater. So in midwater, boatman, leech and mosquito you can see. Fish and crabs also swim around this region. Even the fish and crab will also live in the same region. Pond margins have several grasses, frogs, cranes, crabs, etc. In this region, this is the margin region. You can see grass, frogs, crabs. Fish usually lay eggs here. The fish will lay eggs in this region only. The bottom of the pond has plants like hydrilla. So bottom of the pond is having hydrilla plants, and animals like mussels, flatworms and mussels will live here. And some maggots, that means larvae of the insects. Light is minimum here. Here they cannot get more light. But food in the form of dead and decaying matter is plenty. But they will get the plenty of food here. Light is not available more, but the plenty of food is available. So this is enough for today. Your homework is draw the pond as a habitat picture. Thank you.